Good morning and welcome to day 2 of favourite Bible passages for Easter week. Although I've kind of renamed it to life-changing Bible passages, because all of these were really significant in my life, or they reflect significant developments in my spiritual journey. Yesterday I read some of the Easter story from John's Gospel, which seemed to me absolutely clearly an eyewitness account. And as a result of that, I became a Christian in February 1980. I decided I wanted to spend my life hanging out with Jesus. Being a Christian is not really about going to church and singing songs and saying liturgy, although that can be very moving. It's about living life in the presence of God. So I'm going to read some of Psalm 139, which is very personal to me, because I read some of this for my dad's funeral 16 years ago. And then I'm going to explain why I'm sitting in a boat. So, Psalm 139, do read all of it, but this is from verse 7. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. Back in the summer of 1985, when Sue was expecting our first child, and I'd been a Christian just for a few years, we went on a trip on a Sadler 26 to the Isles of Scilly, beautiful islands, with some friends. Now Sadler 26 is not great for going upwind, we discovered, and that was important because on the way back there was a really strong wind and it was upwind, and it took us twice as long as we expected, and GPS hadn't been invented, so basically we were lost in the English Channel. There are some really nasty tides. I don't know if you can see on that bit round the Lizard Peninsula, going from the Isles of Scilly to the Lizard Peninsula up to Falmouth to return the boat. So basically I was steering most of the night. Our two friends were seasick, Sue was expecting and not great, and we were lost. And there are some really nasty rocks on the side of the Lizard Peninsula. But I felt really close to God. Every time the wind got up, I prayed for the wind to go down slightly in case the mast came down, and it did. And then when it was a bit low to power us through the waves, I prayed and the wind got a bit stronger again. There was a kind of real sense of connection with God. And then at 1 a.m, I felt absolutely clearly God say in my brain, my head, go on to due north magnetic now. And we tapped round, went due north, and that took us about a mile outside the Manacle Rocks and absolutely right through the middle of the Falmouth Harbour entrance at 5 or 6 in the morning. And to me that's a kind of picture of living life with God. He, if we listen to him, will keep our lives off the rocks and in the end through the harbour entrance. And in a way, boating is a kind of picture of how it works, because I'm still in control of the boat's direction. I can make this boat go any way I want, but Jesus is sitting where I sit when I'm teaching someone to sail, just out of the line of sight, thinking of a yacht rather than a dinghy, just out of my line of sight there, and whispering to me, a bit more to starboards, there are shoal waters over there. Tomorrow we'll remember Jesus turning over the tables of the money changers in the temple, and God had a big challenge for me around money.